Welcome, everybody, to the Competition Archery Media Podcast, where we explore all things pertaining to competition archery. I'm your host, PJ Riley, and the CAM Podcast is brought to you by O'Neill's Classic Archery. So you can see different setup today. We are in the studio, and we are here with the U.S. Olympic team, Casey Kaufhold, Jenny Mucino, Catalina, GNoriega. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Has the level of excitement reached where you at? Scale of 1 to 10.
Where y'all at? I think maybe like 8. Like it's like getting closer. Like it's just been like progressively getting a little bit higher like every week, and now we're 2 weeks out. So 2 points out of being a 10.
Each week gets one more point. I think I'm like a 5 right now. Why not? Like in the moment we get there, it's gonna be like 12. Like 15. He's just gonna like jump.
And Casey, the
10.
old veteran.
I don't know. I'm at a 10. I don't know what these guys are talking about. I'm like so excited. I just realized the other day, I was like, man, we leave on Wednesday and it's Friday.
Yeah.
Like
Next
we're like
Wednesday.
a few days out. Like I'm like, oh, we gotta get ready to go. But I'm excited.
So that's like the 17th. And then when do you start? When's your first
25th is the qualification. But then matches don't actually start, I think, like 28th or 29th.
We have like a few days in between to do opening ceremonies after qualification.
Yeah, you actually start before opening ceremonies. Okay, gotcha. So I want to go through, we're going to talk about lots of stuff, including your cool sneakers there. We'll get to that in a second. But so it was at which tournament? Pan Am Games, when you qualified all three. So what's that like? I watched your match. You had it pretty well in hand. It's not like it came down to the end. So I'm guessing you knew before the end of the match. But once the match is over, what's it like? You're like, we're going to the Olympics.
I think it was a really cool experience. We knew that if Mexico was also in the gold medal match, since they already had their spots, that like if we were also in the gold medal match, we would get them no matter what. And it was probably the best day of team rounds like we've ever had. Like we came out of the gate like 56, 57, like shooting really good. And we hadn't lost a set point. And then we got to Colombia and I think we were up 4-0. And then we got a little nervous because we were like, oh my God, like if we like win this, like we're literally all going. And so then like the last set came, like I guess the third set of the match came along. We had like a 52 or something, like not terrible, but it's just like you got a little shaky in there. And then we finished off with a really strong end to win the match and get the spots. Yeah.
And then is your first thought then, hey, we won the match, we won the gold medal, or is it, we're going to the Olympics?
I think it was a little bit different. Like, I think we all, like, trials were incomplete at that point. So we were obviously, like, excited and we're like, oh, we are, maybe let's put a probably going in there because we didn't know for sure yet. So I think, like, the celebration was not as, like, oh, we're going to the Olympics because we didn't really we wasn't official yet.
You secured the spots, but it wasn't necessarily you. I mean, you three were leading, but so it was probably.
I think it would have been like really different, really really cool to have actually won the spots and known we're going. Like the celebration would have been like you see all the other teams like at the FQT or stuff, like the way they celebrate. And I think that would have been us, but we didn't know for sure. Like it wasn't official.
We think it's us, but like it's not like official. So like it was like you just kind of, it was like an awkward, like you have to like wait to officially say, oh, like we're going, like the three of us are going to Paris.
So how old is everybody? I don't know that. Casey,
I'm 20.
Jenny?
21.
21. Okay. And how long has everybody, I know Casey, how long she's been working for the Olympics, but how long has that been something that you two are thinking about?
So I started working towards it since I started. So I started with that goal of becoming an Olympian. At the end, I stumbled onto archery, like, oh, I like this, and eventually wanted to become an Olympian. It was the other way around. I started with that dream. And I started when I was 9, so 12 years ago now.
12 years in Catalina.
I started when I was 12, so 9 years.
Oh, we're like inverted right now.
Huh?
We're like inverted.
Yeah.
And same thing, did you start archery with the goal of going to the Olympics?
Yeah, kind of. Like I started with the goal of like, I didn't want to, like, it wasn't recreational. Like, I wanted to compete. I don't think I knew a lot about the Olympics to be like, oh, I want to go to the Olympics, like, initially, but it was a goal pretty quickly. Like, it became, once I kind of, like, figured out, like, oh, what archery was, what the Olympics was, like, I got into it pretty much.
And now, Casey, even though this is your second Olympics, do you kind of, I mean, the experience is going to be totally different because the last one, there was no people there, empty stadium. So what are you feeling now as far as that?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be such a different experience. I mean, Jenny can talk to it too, but like in Tokyo, it was just dead silent. Like
Jenny was there
there was
too.
nobody in the stands. Like we had our teammates there, but like there's only so much like 4 or 5 other people can do to like cheer, you know, compared to having like a crowd of hundreds.
Yeah.
So I think we're all really looking forward to having, you know, like a lot of people in the stands, and some of us have family going. So that should be a really neat experience to have everybody there watching.
My apologies. I forgot Jenny was the other one. Who was the third?
Mackenzie.
That's right, Mackenzie. Man, I totally blanked on that last Olympics.
It's been a whole 3 years. It's all
Yeah,
good.
so same question for you then. This being your second Olympics, are you looking forward to there being people?
Yeah, I think it's going to be part that she just mentioned. That it's so weird to compete with no people. It almost feels like you're just training. It doesn't feel like you're competing. But besides that, just being able to, you know, go out and have the full Olympic experience outside of the village, like all, you know, the whole city being ready for the Olympics compared to last time they were kind of stuck.
Right, yeah. Who's one athlete everybody wants to meet?
I think you know mine, don't you?
I don't.
You don't remember who I called a Greek god of a man?
It was a swimmer, right?
Yeah. Caleb Dressel. He's going to be there again.
That's right. Okay. You didn't meet him last time?
I did meet him last time, but
Gotcha.
I want to meet him again. You know, like there's never enough. There's just never enough time.
Jenny?
I don't have one in particular. I'm really excited to look at track and field and gymnastics. I feel like those both have like really amazing athletes. So, but I don't have one in particular.
I'm a big fan too of gymnastics and track and field. Like all the gymnasts I really want to meet. And like, I mean, I'm not going to say I know all the track and field people, but like the big names, like I'm
from the center a little bit.
Yeah. I'm like it's like 150 people team.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But yeah, that's really exciting. And LeBron James. That's so cool.
Like Steph Curry, Kevin Durant.
I highly doubt that they're going to be in the village, but if they are, I'm They
put like some high profile like athletes outside of the village because like they don't want to like because all the other athletes are still like fangirling over like these huge.
I mean, it's LeBron James. Like, I feel like everyone would be like,
yeah. So let's get into that. Actually, this is what I wanted to talk about, the behind the scenes stuff. So when you're over there, can you go to anything you want? Any match?
Yeah,
event?
we can go to any event, like in any given like one event a day. We can get a ticket for that.
Yeah. So I think so far gymnastics is definitely on the list to go watch. Yeah.
And now, do you stay all the way to the end? Because you're in the beginning with archery. Is that personal? No.
We come back
the August 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Olympics continue till the 13th. So we like come back like I guess a little past halfway through.
Now, the village, that's where you're staying. Do you know where it is and what complex? Like what?
Do we know where it is in the city?
It's in like a little bit of like the north part, like on the Seine, like on the side of the Seine. It's not too far. Like I think it's like, if I remember correctly, like 20 to 30 minutes drive to our venue. Or and it's also not super far to the city that it's nice. Like we can take the train places. I think I saw like the address whenever I saw it, and
and we're like allowed to go out and like see stuff in the city. Like we've all been to Paris a few times now, but like you can go see like the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, like all the cool stuff.
So in the village, is it like an apartment complex, giant hotel? What is it?
Yeah, it's more like an apartment. It's anything like it was in Tokyo and like it was in Pan Am Games. It's just apartments.
Yeah.
It's apartments. And most of the time, after the Olympics are done, those complexes are repurposed for apartments. So they usually like apartments.
And in your building, there could be anybody?
Well, like all the USA.
USA building.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there could be the basketball team, swimmers, whatever.
Yeah. We were actually supposed to room with swimmers in Tokyo, and they never showed up. It was so weird.
Really?
So I'm hoping we have like actual roommates from different sports this time.
Huh.
Yeah.
And now in the village there, is that where you eat too?
They have a big cafeteria.
Everything's there.
Yeah. Usually like kind of like a mix of like different kinds of cuisines and then like the local cuisine as well.
Right.
French fries.
When you shot the World Cup in Paris there, this is the same facility.
The same final stage, yes.
Same final stage. Okay.
Did you guys see the picture of the map of the village?
Oh, no.
No, I haven't seen anything.
It's actually crazy. Like, it's huge. It has like all the buildings around it, and there's this massive, massive building. Like, it takes up like almost a whole picture, and it just says dining hall. So it's like ridiculously big.
Yeah. So I probably should have looked this up, but like do you know how many athletes we're talking about just from US?
I think 800 is the number I heard.
600.
Oh, really? Yeah. Like, so less than 1,000, but yeah.
Huh. How about that?
I think it's like 10,000.
Total. Yeah. Like from all the countries and sports.
And so what's that like, that feeling like you're there with the best in the world? Obviously, you are the best in the U.S. What's that like when you're there and you're seeing all these people? Simone Biles, the swimmer you named, whose name I forgot.
Caleb Dress.
LeBron James. What's that like? This is the best of the best.
I don't know. I feel like a little like a fangirl. Like, you know, like kind of like when you get imposter syndrome. Like, oh, I'm in the same team as like Simone Biles. I mean, same team. It's like,
yeah,
it doesn't seem real.
What, now, did that sink in for you last time? Does it still feel unreal? You're in your second round.
It's almost like when you're in the village, it almost feels like its own city. Like there's just so much people and so much stuff going on. You know, like there's dining hall, all these apartment buildings that become like the complexes for the countries, and then they have like these usually recreational center where you can just go and play games and just like socialize. So it almost, I mean, you know that you are with the best athletes in the world, but you almost forget about it. It's like for me, once you were inside, it's like, okay, like I'm part of this and we all here are equal in some degree, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, you know, like just like, I don't know, like last time, for example, I love exchanging pins, just getting to collect them. And you're always like trying to find like the
little countries.
Yeah, the little countries that like pretty much it's impossible to get a pin because there is not much of them. Or just like, and in the process, like getting to talk with these people that have like such a different experience than you do. So it's just super cool.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm trying to envision like you're just walking down the hall and, you know, you're kind of like, hey, what's up, LeBron? You know,
Yeah, like that. I mean, similar sort of thing. Like I remember we were walking around looking for pins in Tokyo, and I think Wookie was with us, Jacob. And like we walked by this guy and I was like, he looks so familiar. And like Wookie's like, I think that was Novak Djokovic. Like literally one of the best tennis players in the world. And I was like, we just walked by Novak Djokovic. So like that's crazy. Like you just don't realize. And he's just walking around along. Like he's like, you know, just take a little stroll around the village by himself, and we're just like just like and like.
Well, that's what I would think, because it is the place where you're all living. So it's not like you or they are walking around, you know, thinking the media's there. It's kind of the place where everybody is themselves.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like you could see somebody at the like laundry stuff, you know, like you're just walking by and you're like, oh, Simone Biles doing laundry. She's just a normal person, I guess, too.
How much stuff do you take?
This is actually contrary to popular belief. We don't take a lot with us because we get a lot of stuff there. Like last time I made a huge mistake. Like I took an actual like normal size suitcase and then my bow case, and they gave us 2 suitcases. So I put my suitcase inside of one of the suitcases they gave us, and then had those 2 big things and my bow case. So this time I'm going to try to make it in just like a carry-on or a duffel bag and my bow case.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm guessing anything you wear, they give to you.
Yeah, like a lot of clothes.
Speaking of which, all right, since we're talking about clothes, let's talk about these sneakers.
Yeah.
So you all designed them.
Yes.
Whose design was this? Was it your design?
I think, yeah, it was mine, but you know, it was like a team effort. It was like we all were like we each made our own designs, and then like it kind of like merged into one, if that makes sense, like the color palette and all that kind of stuff. But yes.
Yeah.
So that's Nike is the main sponsor. So you guys went.
But they didn't
where?
sponsor us. We had to buy them.
Yeah.
So I want to say, like, I'm not like super informed like in sneakers, but I want to say it's one of the brands that have like the easiest customizable shoes and like the most variety. So, it's just easy. You just go in their app and it's like, this is like an ad, but it's not.
Not a sponsor.
Is there like what is the U.S. uniform? What do you have to wear on the competition field?
Oh, we have a special like Olympic jerseys.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get them today.
Yeah.
So they're white and they're kind of the same design as the USA jerseys we have, but they're white instead and with like red and blue sleeves.
They
with
look
some
really
stars.
And can you wear shorts or do you have to wear pants or?
We can wear shorts or pants, like navy
Have to
blue.
be navy. Yeah.
Supposed to be hot when you're over there.
Yes.
I think it's supposed to be pretty humid. Yeah, like similar to here. Like it's just really humid right now. I think it's supposed to be. And unfortunately, there is no AC in the village. Yeah, there's no AC. So
In your rooms.
Team USA is sending out fans for our building, thankfully. But yeah, there's
Really?
there's no AC and there's cardboard beds.
Oh, this
I remember Mackenzie talking about that. Tell me about that again, because I didn't.
It's supposed to be eco-friendly and all, like recycled stuff, which is cool. But they're not the most comfortable beds, I will say. We had those in Tokyo, and they're very stiff. Yeah.
Well, but the bed base itself is cardboard, not the mattress.
The mattress is like recycled plastic.
Yes, and it's supposed to be like, super advanced and whatever, and you're supposed to be able to adjust how stiff or like loose you want it. But even the loosest setting is pretty stiff.
Yeah.
So
my favorite thing about the beds though is that we get to keep the bedspread when we leave. Like it's usually like it has I have one from Tokyo. It has like the cool logos and the cool colors and stuff. And so we get to keep like the one that says Paris and everything.
They didn't let us keep the one from Pan Am Games.
Oh yeah. So sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I'm hoping we get to keep the Paris one.
Isn't that kind of a problem if the bed's not comfortable? Like I would imagine sleep is important.
yeah.
That's why the high profile athletes with the money and the NGBs
Go somewhere
They
else.
go somewhere else. We're just not there yet. Eventually.
Well, let's talk about what you are doing here this week. What's the plan? How come you all gathered together? You're here. What are you going to do?
I think just prepare. I mean, we've had like all season, we've been shooting well, but I think we wanted like a little bit of extra time all together to do a bunch of team rounds, like make sure our equipment's good, all that stuff. And so we all live in like different states now. So it's it's sometimes hard to get all together to practice. So this kind of gave us a chance to all be together and get ready to go.
You're doing a tournament Sunday. Mm-hmm. Is there a team round aspect of that tournament?
Just qualification and individual matches.
And now, where are you at in your training? I would imagine, and I'm just guessing that you're not shooting the super high number of arrows every day, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I personally have been focusing more like technique more than volume, so more like quality shots and like scoring and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like a little bit of tuning before coming here.
Yeah, I mean, kind of same. Like I think we're still like a little bit far out. Like I'm just focusing more on form and like getting everything ready, like technique wise and equipment.
So this will be like 5-6 days, and you get to work with Heather File, the Academy director. She'll have some drills for you, I guess.
Lots of drills, yeah. Lots of shooting.
Cool games that you like now. Okay, so like tomorrow, you're going to go shoot. Like how long will you shoot tomorrow?
Looking at the plan, well, it's super nice. There's like the tournament going on tomorrow, and the Lancaster Jihad kids actually have a little surprise for us tomorrow morning. So we're gonna go do that. I think around 9:00, and then we're gonna head to practice. Probably be there most of the morning. Take a little break for lunch, and continue in the afternoon until we feel like we've put in a good day.
So I've been seeing a lot of media leading up to this. Some that USA Archery has done and some national media. What has that been like? Have your phones been like ringing off the hook with people calling, wanting to talk to you about stuff? What's that like?
I mean, it's definitely a lot more than before. Like, it's definitely different. Like, it's a change. But it's pretty cool. I don't know. Like, it's something different. Like, I've never experienced that way. So it's exciting. Like, I got some hair ties like from like PR and like teleties. They're so nice. And like, I've never gotten that before. So that was really, really cool to get.
Like local media, I'm guessing from where you're from. Where are you from, Catalina?
From San Diego.
Like, has the local media there been contacting you specifically?
Actually, I think we have like an interview here. Like, they're gonna come film here. It's for like San Diego, like the local media there. They just wanted to do like something like for both of us because like Jenny's living there now too.
You're San Diego as well.
Yes, right now.
So that's like the local media that has reached out. That was I think the only one.
I don't think that's local.
It's not.
No, I think that's the General Telemundo one, and they want to talk to us because of our Hispanic heritage.
Ah, okay, gotcha. I
That's
know.
why
There's one that I don't know. There's another interview that like, well, I have a chain that says San Diego, so I think that's local. I don't know.
What's it been like for you, Jenny? People calling up?
It's been, I feel like the main focus, or the ones that have been getting the most, are like from Mexico, or like people that are focusing on like Mexican athletes that are competing for different countries.
Right.
So I feel like that's always the focus of my interviews somehow. I mean, I know it's a big part, but
yeah.
I did one last year, and then I did one in the beginning of this year. Personally, like, it was cool because, you know, I got to shoot and record in the center, and then I just got like a really quick Zoom call, you know, like some quick question, more like my experience, like growing up in Mexico and going to the US and that kind of part.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know who's been.
Yeah, we have a good amount of local stuff here. And then in, I think April I did the Olympic Media Summit in New York City, which was really cool. Like we did so many interviews. So it was kind of nice to get like that out of the way before like the games and stuff. So like right now, like it's not super busy. Like I kind of got most of it out of the way. But and then like some certain stuff from NBC has been really cool. Like being in their top 100 to watch was like that's kind of like eye opening. I was like, whoa, like an archer made the top 100. I was like, woo. But yeah, it's been really neat seeing all the media come out.
And is the media different or the same this time as it was last Olympics?
What do you think?
It wasn't for me. Like, so for last Olympics, you know, like, I don't know if it was because the Olympics didn't get as much attention or because, you know, like, I have grown since then as an athlete. But yeah, last time I think I only got maybe like 2 interviews, and one of them was in the village.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah, I have definitely seen a change.
It seems to me from the outside, I don't remember a lot of hype just in general before the last Olympics because there was so much else going on. But this time, it seems like I am seeing a lot of that you're all experiencing.
I'd say like I see like a lot of commercials and stuff on TV, like certain brands like showing off like Olympic athletes and stuff, which is really cool because I think like when Tokyo and like the COVID and everything, like some people were like against the Olympics still happening, you know, whereas like before, like that's always been like something to celebrate, you know? So like this time around, like it being more of like a normal experience, so to say, I think people are back to more like celebrating and being excited about it.
And now your equipment, are you shooting is there a special Olympic bows?
There is, but we're not going to shoot it. Like, we don't have it yet. We're going to get it, I think, after the games.
Gotcha.
So I think it's more maybe for next year or like memory or like a
so it's not for the Olympics.
No, we're not going to use it.
Imagine you want to use what you've been shooting.
Yeah. But it was super nice of Hoyt to be able to give us Team USA risers. So I think indoor season, I'm definitely planning on shooting it.
So your bows will just be the bows that you've been shooting.
Yeah, pretty much.
And now, do you take extra stuff? Like, what if something does that happen? Does stuff break?
Yeah,
you break a limb.
Oh, hopefully not. But like we have like a group chat, and I think Kat, you texted that like our max bag weight is like 100 pounds for Delta.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't it like? And I'm just gonna stuff my bow case like as full as it can go. Like I'm gonna have like extra like sights, extra grips, like a extra dozen points, like everything, like just in case, like you never know. So like I'm gonna have like a mini bow shop in my bow case.
I mean, I don't know. Like I have like the usual. I wouldn't say I packed much different like in my bow case as I do like regular tournaments, because I mean, I kind of have everything I need there. Like I have the extra stuff. Like if anything breaks on my bow, I have it there. I have my backup bow. So I hope that's enough. Like I've always traveled to every tournament with that. I've never had an issue.
That's
so
what I was going to ask. Has it actually happened anywhere? No.
Like I have spare parts and I have a backup bow, but I'm not packing anything outside of that for the games.
And if something happens, we have her archery shop.
my 100-pound case. It's in my blood. I need that.
An emergency rush order from Paris.
Yeah.
We'll get right on top of that one. Yeah, because we're like, how many arrows do you take?
I take 12, like 2 dozen. It's like a practice and a competition set.
Okay. I take 2 dozen.
See, we were going to ask you all to do the steel target challenge. And Kyle was like, we can't have them blowing up arrows. I was like, come on, they probably take like 10 dozen arrows. They got plenty. But no. So you would object to that idea, blowing up arrows.
I noticed this year, the steel target challenge, like it was very small. Like they would spin a wheel, and like, so it would be like, oh, if you like spun and it landed on 30, 40, 60, like however far. But the opening was only like a few inches wide compared to
3 and 4, I think were the two. Yeah.
And the year I did it, like you had me come shoot at the elk, and it was like the actual like size of the vitals, which on elk is pretty large. And so I was like, I'd be comfortable doing that one, but not the 3, 4, 5 inch.
Not the little spider.
Yeah.
That's as close to the Olympics as we get around here.
The steel Olympics.
Yeah. So when you are over there, I'm guessing there's like, are there media responsibilities that you have? Like, okay, today you have to go do this.
As far as I know, like archery doesn't have any like scheduled panels or anything, but usually like after every match we do, you have to like go through like what's called the mix zone. So like there will be like reporters and like people with cameras like recording like voice interviews and stuff, and like you could usually just kind of walk through, and whoever wants to talk to you like just stops you, say, hey, like do you have a minute for an interview? But other than that, I don't think we have anything scheduled.
I don't think so.
I think, well, if and when we win our medal, we do have an interview after that. I'm pretty positive like every medalist has to have an interview.
Yeah.
So the way the tournament works is the 25th you'll shoot your qualifying, 72 arrows, 70 meters. And that is everybody shooting at the same? How many archers? How many women archers are there?
64 in the men's and women's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so all 64 of you will be shooting at the same time. So everybody's in the same conditions.
Yep. I believe the women shoot in the morning and the men shoot in the afternoon. And it's actually all one line. So like they have 32 targets and it's 2 people per bale.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that goes pretty fast.
Yeah. I love doing one line.
Yeah. And it's usually like 2 people per target, because sometimes they'll put like at Pan Am games we had 3.
Yeah, they'll do like
and
ABC.
That's just like slightly annoying, like slightly inconvenient.
Because if you're like A or C, like you're slightly like off to the left or the right. Like the first time I ever shot ABC at a tournament, I shot the wrong target. Yeah, I was so upset. I would have been mixed team, but I shot the wrong target. It was 13 on me. Was very sad. But yeah, so like sometimes ABC is weird because if you're B, like you're like dead in the middle. But if you're like A or C, you're kind of like, I look like I could shoot this target, or I look like I could shoot that target.
See, I worry about that at the Classic.
Oh, really?
Because all those targets are lined up. I'm like, I know I'm going to shoot the wrong one. What do you, when you take your shot, what are you, do you look for the lane number or the bale number?
What do y'all look for?
I usually look for the bale number on the top and the flag color, because you know it's alternate. So if I'm shooting a red flag, I look for the red flag.
Gotcha.
Whenever I feel like the lanes are a little bit confusing and I can't like tell maybe that, like I'm like, oh, I feel like I might shoot the wrong target here. Yeah. I'll always like before the shot, like I'll look up, be like, okay, like 34, and then I'll go and like do the shot, like right there.
So they always say it's 70 meters. You're shooting tomorrow. You're shooting 70 meters, but I got to imagine especially your first arrow for the Olympics. That's got to feel different.
Yeah, it's just a lot of hype. It's just like a different feeling. Like it's the same target, same distance, your same equipment, same you, but it's just the hype around it feels different. And so it's like learning kind of how to just manage that. Like not like ignore it, but like for me, it's like accepting and be like, oh, like I'm going to shoot, at the Olympics and it's fine, like because you're prepared.
Jenny, same thing. Are you able to like flip a switch?
Yeah, I think I try to compete always the same. It doesn't matter how important a competition is. So like I use at a World Cup or championships, the Olympic Games, there's really like very different stakes on the line. Yeah. But if you approach it with a different mentality, it's not going to go well. So I just try to, like, yes, I'm here, but I'm going to do what I always do.
Catalina, that you've shot on, at all these other major tournaments except the Olympics. How do you see that going?
I don't know. Like, I don't think it's going to be like that much more different than like another like major tournament, just because I I would consider myself like a really nervous person. Like I take like every tournament like very seriously, and like I always get nervous. Like local tournaments, like first then I'm like, oh no, like I'm nervous. But so like yeah, I do think like I'm gonna be nervous. Like yeah, I'm gonna be nervous, like for sure. But I don't really know if it'll be like that much more different than like say shooting like at the Pan Am Games or the World Championships. Like I feel like there was a lot of stake there because it was for Olympic spots, so there was a lot of pressure. Like you could feel it like in the air, you know. So I feel like it'll be similar to that, but I don't know. We'll see.
At any of the indoor tournaments, just whenever I hear it, and even if I'm not shooting, I hear, this is your first end for score. I get nervous. I start sweating. I'm not doing anything. So do you have, like, going into the Olympics, do you set like goals or expectations for yourselves? How does that work?
What's this? Me go. Oh, okay. So like I have goals that like I write down, and like usually it's like I have like a few things that I want to do with my form, like something I want to score, and then like something mental. So like for me right now, like mentally I'm working on like running my shot process like 100% of the time, and not having like any like random thoughts come in. Like it's really hard for me to like focus like 100% through 72 arrows, but I feel like I've gotten better at it through like, the last few tournaments. And so that's like kind of my goal, is just like running my process, and then form stuff. Like I've been working on like keeping my head still. Like I have like a tendency to like rotate as I'm pulling through the shot. So that's like my form goal. And then my score, I'll probably like look at my averages like in practice over the last like few weeks, and kind of set like what I think is like a good score like that I could shoot, but like pushes me a little bit.
So if you're sitting there and you're taking in between like two arrows and you see, what's his name? Caleb Dressel.
Caleb, yeah.
If he somehow ends up on archery, you don't want that thought getting.
Yeah, you gotta stay focused.
Jenny, how about you?
I think it's something really similar. I try to approach it almost like, not almost like practice, but almost like practice to where like I have one main focus. And that's usually something in technique-wise that I'm working on, that I want to, if I keep my focus on, I don't know, like pulling through my back evenly through a whole shot, I know like it's more likely going to be like a good shot, I don't know, 90% of the time. So I try to focus on one thing instead of, like kind of being everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Catalina?
Like similar, I have goals that I put to myself, like during training, like monthly, like weekly, I don't know, like every like tournaments for the season and stuff. So like there's like this, they said a lot of them are like form goals, like not, or like technique, like I want to shoot well like in my technique, and if I do that, like I know the score will translate. And like as far as expectations, like I think like expectations can be like the devil, right? Like if you're like too much into like what you expect yourself to do, then like you get too much in your head. So like trying to like if I do what I know how to do like in practice and like in competitions, like if I just focus on myself and do what I need to do, like the result will come naturally. Like I don't have to, like, yeah, I don't know. That makes sense.
So we started to talk about the format. So 64 shoot. Do all 64 then go to the head-to-heads, or is there a cut down?
Individually, everybody goes. And then from like qualifications on, like every single match is on stage. So they do like matches one by one. Like it's not like just the gold medal matches on stage. Like every single match, like team, mixed team, individual is on the stage.
That must take a while.
That's why.
Because normally you have 32 matches going on at once.
Right. Instead of like one by one. So it's interesting for like our first day of matches is women's team. And we start at like 9 a.m. and like the gold final is until like 5 p.m. So like you literally go through like all of it. And it's like an all day
And
event.
it's the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You shoot all the way
day.
through to the medals. Okay.
Like the first round of matches, the 132nd for men and women, I think they're like staggered a little bit. It takes 4 days just to get through the first round.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So many matches.
Yeah, because there's so many.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they like, and you don't know what day you're gonna shoot until you've qualified. So there's 4 days, like, and you're only gonna shoot one of those days, one match.
And is that like starting the day after qualification?
No,
Yeah,
it starts like 3 days after.
Yeah. I think we have 1 day off for like opening ceremonies, and then I think men's team is first, and then women's team, and then I think it goes into mixed team, then individual.
Okay.
Individuals at the end.
Usually, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like the finale.
Do you have an idea of what's going to be like a top score? What?
Ooh.
I don't know, because last year when we shot the World Cup in Paris, it was the calmest tournament I think I've ever been at.
The scores were really,
Like
really
I was
high.
shocked somebody didn't shoot a world record. Like I was shocked. So like I think if the weather's really good, like the women's Olympic record isn't like actually as high as you'd think. Like the world record is 692, but the Olympic record is a 680. So I'd be curious if somebody is out there breaking.
I'm sure someone's
Olympic
gonna break
record.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The men's one is super high. The Olympic record is 700 for the men. So that would like
So
be crazy.
that 680, so that disparity 680 to 692, do you think that's just strictly weather conditions, or is it because it's the Olympics?
Well,
I think.
yeah, you go ahead.
I think it's like a mix. It's like the Olympics only happen every 4 years,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
and though like for someone to be able to like have a world record or a close to world record at the Olympics, everything has to align. Like they have to be on their best day. They have to like the weather has to be perfect, and like like everything just and it can only happen once every 4 years.
Once every 4
So I think
years,
that's what makes the disparity there. Like I think it's actually kind of like interesting that the men's like they have not anymore, but the like Kim Woo-jin shot a 700 like at the Olympics. Like I think that's pretty rare just because everything has to line up on that one day, 4 years in between. Yeah.
And then the other archers competing, do you see all of them regularly or most of them regularly at your international
I'd
competitions,
say
obviously?
most or if not all. Like
it's around the same group of people, just like a little bit smaller. Because like some people don't have, like some countries don't have full teams for the games, but like when you go to World Cups, they usually send a full team. So it's like around the same people, just like a more exclusive group.
Yeah. Do you know how many countries
Oh,
are
that's a good
represented
question.
in archery?
I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I just don't know.
I'm not sure the exact number, but be interested to look.
Is there anyone that you're hoping to face? I hope I get this person in a match.
I think there's been like a lot of hype around the Korean women's team because if they win Paris, that'll be like their 10th team gold
In a row.
And am I correct that the woman who won all the gold medals last time, that she is
Ansan.
not
She's not
shooting this
there.
She's
time?
not. She did
She's
not.
not. So she won 3 gold medals, team, mixed team, individual. She's not there.
Yeah, that just shows how competitive Korea is. Like it's crazy. Yeah, but I think like there's just been a lot of hype around like the like Korean women's team, and so I'm interested to see like with bracketing and stuff and shooting the matches like and just like the pressure of knowing that for them like how it'll affect the team.
And it's a fairly new team. Like all of them are new Olympians, and 2 of the girls are new this year, and the other
had never
girl
done.
was new last year.
Yeah,
So it's a relatively like new team.
which is different like compared to past years.
Yeah, I feel like usually there's always like
At least 1 or
experience
2.
on the team, like solid shooters that have been there for a long time.
What's everybody's goal for the Olympics? Like, do y'all want to shoot 10 Olympics?
Oh.
However many Olympics? Or is it like, I don't know.
So
This is your
10
second.
Olympics seems like
That's a lot.
4 years.
How many
Yes.
did Katuna have? Didn't she have
He has 5.
5.
Or
Brady's, this is his 5th.
This is Brady's
Brady's 5th.
And like to
okay.
think like 10 Olympics, like I'd be like 61. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah. How long do y'all want to compete
yeah,
for?
I think, I think like it's pretty much how life takes me and what I'm doing like in that point of my life, because I don't think I'm gonna like past this. I don't think I'm gonna be in an archery like fully like on my only focus. So just how things go. But I would like to definitely go to LA, and just the idea of 2032 being in Australia sounds super cool. So I want to make it to those, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know if you're all young, so you don't think like I do. I don't know if you look like that, or if you're just like, I'm going to this Olympics. We'll see what happens for the next one.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have like specific number of Olympics. Like I know for sure that I still want to go for 28. Like past that, I just don't know where where I'll be. Like because I'm going to college this fall, and like yay. So I'll be.
You're going to Texas A&M.
I am,
Right.
yeah. So I know for a fact like I'll be like studying and training like the next 4 years. Well, I mean I probably will graduate before the 4 years, but like I know I'll still do a full cycle for 28. But after that, I don't know. Like I don't know where life is gonna be. Like, am I gonna have a job? Like I just don't know. Like I still want to go, but I don't. I think I'm just like go with the flow kind of.
Yeah.
So like I don't really have a plan that far ahead into the future.
What do you do? So 4 years you've been building up. Here we are, 2 weeks out. Olympic. What's September look like?
Vacation. Yeah. I don't know if I speak for all of us when I say this, but I think I'm going to take some time off after the games just because I realize I haven't taken more than a week and a half off in 6 years.
For real. A week and a half in 6 years.
So I'm looking forward to going to the beach and relaxing and
Have
taking
you all
some time
been
off.
training that consistently over that?
Yeah, I
maybe
think-
not 6 years, but
Like since I started, like I kind of like I'm like one of those people that I like hate taking more than like sometimes like a few days. Like it just feels wrong. Like I'm like, oh, I need to go back to training because I'm gonna like lose everything I've ever done in my life. So I just go back to I never take more than a couple, like maybe a week, like it's the most. But like the longest I've gone without shooting was like 3 months, but that was because I was injured. So
Gotcha.
I think that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am also excited. Like I think after nationals, like I'll take some time off, like to get it, like move into school. Like because I'm going like straight to school, so I feel like I don't really get a break.
Yeah.
But at least I'll get a break from shooting.
I want to come back to nationals in a second. But Jenny, so this is your second Olympics, so you're probably on the same longevity as Casey there.
So I feel like I'm very different to the both of them. Like training wise, I don't shoot as much, and I like. There was a period that I got burned out of the sport, so I stopped shooting for like 5 months, and then I came back and it was horrible, and then I usually in the winter break that like there is nothing going on, like I usually stop shooting for like 3 weeks, like I literally don't touch my bow like for at least 3 weeks a year.
Yeah.
Coming back is painful, so I will not recommend. Like those 3 weeks are amazing, but the next month following up that horrible.
Yeah. What is it about Olympic recurve that causes that? Like, why is it so difficult? You hear about, bicyclists, I'm going to stay off the bike for a month.
Yeah, I think you lose, like, I feel like we use really specific muscles and really specific strength and endurance. So I feel like it's really easy to lose it. And it's also like those fine motions, because it's not even like you forget how to shoot. It's you lose the strength. It's not like you fully, like, it's like, oh, I cannot pull my bow back, but you don't have the endurance anymore.
Gotcha.
Like I think it's like similar to when you go back to the gym after not going few weeks. Like
You're like
you
crazy
do it
sore.
and like everything hurts and everything's sore. But now add like a shooting component where you're still trying to hit like those rep numbers. Like you're still trying to hit the 10, but you can't. So like not that you can't, but it's harder because everything hurts and everything's a little bit stiff and everything's so it's just like extra hard and frustrating because like at least for me because like you go from shooting at a certain level and then you like take some time off, you come back, everything hurts, and you're struggling to shoot what you were at 2 weeks ago.
It's really funny because for me, since I have been not shooting, I have no expectations. So I come back and like the first 3 ends are amazing, just like 10, and then I get tired, and it's like it's slowly like that makes sense.
Catalina, you mentioned nationals, which are like mid-August, I think. The last time, well, I guess there probably weren't nationals that year, were there?
Which year? For the Olympic
COVID year? Yeah.
Yeah, there were.
There were.
Where was it? Was it Virginia? I think it was Virginia.
It was.
What's that like? You come back from the Olympics, you're like, I have the national championships. I was at the Olympics.
I mean, I kind of wish it was before. Like, I would have liked, like, finishing the Olympics and, like, being able to, like, actually, like, mentally and physically, like, relax.
Right.
But we can't. Like, we have to go straight into, like, we have 1 week and then we go to nationals. So that's not that nice. But it is what it is. And, like, I think it's just, like, a matter of maintaining the focus, like, not letting, like, at least for me, like, my brain, like, or like my mind like relax after like I'm done at the Olympics. Like I just like have to keep the focus and have to keep like the intensity until nationals is done, and then I can relax.
Do you all get to room together at the Olympics? How does that work?
We should all be in the same suite in the dorms.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you go out shooting on the line, do you shoot together?
Yes.
Yeah. Usually like we'll be like the same like A or B, but like target like 13, 14, 15.
And is every country is like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's got to be nice, I would imagine.
Yeah. Fun because then we're all like can like talk between ends and like walk down to the targets together and hang out.
What's that like when you're shooting the qualification at the Olympics? I mean, is it? I've been there when you at the U.S. Nationals and stuff. Is it just like that?
It's similar. Like I mean, that's just shooting arrows. Like I don't know how to else explain it. Like
keep it light, keep it fun.
Yeah, it's just like it's chill. Like I feel like 72, like the mood is like a lot lighter than like when matches and stuff are going on because it's like you can't like get out like doing a 72 round. You know, like you're just trying to do your best and like wherever you place, you place, and so it's not like as cutthroat as when you're doing matches.
Do you talk to the other archers from the other countries, or do you trash talk? Is there any trash talk?
No trash talk.
At least on the women's side.
Yeah, I don't know about the men, but yeah.
I think everyone's super nice. Like I think like we're friends with like a lot of the international, and like it's like a friendly environment. Like even though it's competitive and like we're all competitors, like everyone's nice and everyone's friendly to each other, and it's just like very pleasant.
I for some reason I keep thinking of Jeff Hopkins in my head. He always messes with people at 3D. Like I could just see you out there standing saying, "Whoa, did you feel that wind on the last one?" Man,
like mess with
that pushed me like 2 lines over. Nobody does that.
No, I think like
y'all
supposed to
are
talk on
nicer
the
than
line.
that.
Yeah,
no, you're not supposed to.
We're not allowed to talk on the line. Like we can mouth like to our coaches, but we actually can't verbally talk.
Yeah.
When you're shooting?
When you're up on the
Yeah.
shooting line.
Yeah.
Huh.
I was gonna say like I think like recurve women and compound men are like on the complete opposite side of like the spectrum of how we behave on
Yes.
like the competition field.
I would
like
agree
100%.
just from my experience with nationals and stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any special rules? That's a good question. Besides that, are there any other
like
unique
rule
rules?
50 or rule is that
I feel like
rule?
Like with the logos and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
for the games we can't have like certain logos and stuff. So it's like it's always funny. There's like usually a official who like checks all of our equipment and like our jerseys and stuff. And there's like so many little things that you wouldn't think would be logos that some people consider logos. So like it's interesting. Like you like might I have like a bunch of stuff on my quiver, like just cutesy little things, and like I'll probably have to take like half of them off.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they inspect that before you go out. I'm guessing you have time.
Yeah, that's probably like
change
official
something.
practice day. They do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, official practice, familiarization day.
How about that? So unfortunately, no Lancaster archery.
No Lancaster logos. Yeah.
Can't hide that somewhere.
It's a bummer.
You can have one like small logo. So if you have like a hat with like a small logo, like that's fine.
But it has to be like, if it's a hat, it has to be Nike.
Yeah. Like, and then,
yeah.
There's like,
That's never mind. Maybe if you put like a little
Nike.
like a little something.
yeah,
because
there's like specific sizing too.
Didn't you have on your finger tab the one in between the fingers?
Yeah, like right now I have like the Lancaster logo, but last time like we had to cover it with tape, and we got kinesiology tape, which is like supposed to be like for like your muscles and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're archers, we don't use that. So I like there was one section that had like the Olympic rings on it, and I like cut that part off and put it on my spacer. So when I was at full draw, you could like see the rings, and it was cool.
Qualifications, then you go to, you said team round was your first matches, which is like, that takes like 4 days to get through those.
Team round is just one day. It's individual is like the lot of days.
Mixed team is next?
Probably one day also.
You think one? Yeah, probably one.
And is there a day in between or
unsure?
Boom, team round?
Yeah, I'd have to look at the schedule. It kind of depends because like it depends on where you are in the bracket. Because like if you're like say at the bottom half of the bracket, I think they start from the bottom up. So like you might not shoot for like 2 days if they're doing the bottom half of the bracket first and you're at the top.
Like I was wondering, could you like win a medal one evening and then boom, you're back shooting the next morning?
I guess for teams, for teams, and then the next event,
yeah. It all depends on like where you qualified.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So and then all the eliminations are single elimination, just like everything else.
Yep. Make or break.
On.
Yeah.
I remember like this is just like funny. Like when I first started archery, my first competition, like the coach that was like I was there with tells me like explains to me how archery works. It's like it's eliminations. Like and I'm like, if I lose, I'm just out. Like I'm out. And she's like, yeah. She's like, so if I win this one and I lose the next one, like I'm done. Like there's nothing I can do. And she's like, yeah. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is crazy.
So obviously not necessarily for the Olympics, but how I would imagine that would just crush me. But I guess it happens. Sometimes you lose the first match. Sometimes you keep going.
Yeah. It's hard because like there always has to be a winner and there always has to be a loser. You know, like it's just how it is. So like it's hard because you could get up there and shoot 29, 29, 29 and still lose. You know, it's like you could shoot like one of your best days and it just not be enough, really, you know. So it's hard. Like you really have to be like on your game on that day.
Yeah.
It's like what was it? Rio that we can go out in the first match against 64?
Yeah, and like he shot a 700 in qualification and then lost his first match, you know? So it's super interesting, like just how it's a lot easier for people to put together 3 good arrows like in a match than 6 good arrows at a time in qualification. So like qualification of course like means something, but at the end of the day, like it depends what you do like in that match, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm guessing when you're shooting your qualification, you're just shooting the best you can. You're not thinking about any of that.
Trying not to.
I don't know what the benefit would be of you not shooting your best, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, I mean, a lot, like so many sports are like that, but it's like so cutthroat. Like think of like how like first round, half the field is gone. Like just like that.
Yeah.
Like, in like,
gone.
Could be 9 to 15 arrows. Like half the field is just, bye, go home.
And it's so different than other sports because like other sports you get like attempts, right? Like gymnastics and vault, you get 2 attempts, you take your best. Weightlifting, I think it's 3 attempts and you take like your best or you're like the one that you completed. But like archery, it's like there is no redo. Like those arrows go down there. Like there's no
bad. Can I reshoot that?
Yeah, there's no redo. Like every single arrow counts.
And it's also so short. Like it's like 9 to 15 arrows. Like if you think of another like off the top, like tennis also does the like individual like elimination style, but their matches are way longer. So there's
3-hour
matches. It's like doing a qualification, like not really, but like to eliminate one. Like it's gonna be a lot more accurate to like the skill of the archer, like let's say, but because it's so short, it's like
Could be
anyone
9
can
arrows.
win. Yeah.
It could be to get the 6-0.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So when you come out, what's that like when you're doing your individual elimination matches? Do they call you out? Do you get a walkout song?
No songs,
not a song.
which is a
Walkout
bummer.
song.
Yeah. But like they'll do like from the United States of America, like Jenny Mucino Fernandez, like they'll like give you like the whole like introduction, you like wave to the crowd and then like there's like a judge, like an official out there with you and like he'll tell like you're shooting first, you're shooting second, all that stuff. And then it's, you just get up there, shoot.
If you could have a walkout song, what would it be?
On the spot.
Huh?
On the spot. What do you think?
I don't know.
I have no
That's
idea.
so difficult.
No, I have no idea.
I actually would hate having not like would hate, like I would hate having to
choose.
make that decision, like having to pick a song. So in a way, I'm thankful we don't have that.
Yes.
I keep thinking there's a famous video that keeps playing, a video clip of one of the Phillies. He has this walkout song in the 9th inning and everybody's singing it. And then the first pitch, he hits a home run and wins the game.
Oh, wow.
So I would think,
That's
hey,
cool.
you have a walkout song.
And then like you
That's
shoot your 30,
cool.
like a 30.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like walkout
30.
songs are cool. I'm just so indecisive. Like I could never pick a song.
Oh, wow.
What would be yours? You sound
Yeah,
like
you
have
sound
one.
like you
I
know.
would do Boot Scootin' Boogie by Brooks and Dunn.
Still,
Yeah,
you said
my
that about
song.
something.
Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I think
It hasn't changed.
Yeah, we actually like randomly asked Brady this like at one of our tournaments, and he was like, something interesting for the classic is like if you like boot, like you know how you can choose like which stage you shoot on. Like whenever you boot somebody, it would be like the na 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 na. Hey, goodbye. I think that'd be so funny.
Yes. Yeah. Do you get to choose which side you shoot on?
No.
No.
Or is that
That's
picked for you?
determined. Yeah. How
Yeah.
do they do that? Depends on.
Depends on the bracket.
Bracket.
Yeah.
Your position is either left or right, higher seed
Yeah,
here.
like if you're number 1 seed, you'll be usually like on the left, and like a number 2 seed, you'll be on the right.
Yeah.
And then if you're like 64, you're right. So then if like to 64, if you're in the middle of the bracket, like if you're 33 against 32, like 32 will be on the left and 33 will be on the right. So if 33 wins, the next match, 33 will be on the left.
Okay, gotcha.
You like take
And-
over whichever one you win.
You're both righties and you're lefty.
Mm-hmm.
Does that matter?
No.
Like, do
Not
you like
really.
have?
I mean, I don't
guess
think
you have your
so.
back to people.
Yeah, I like.
You like that?
I would rather face people. Like I think it's fun when you face like when I look at them.
When you can see. it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's fun. Yeah.
also,
Well, yeah, because you would see their face. Everybody else would see the back, assuming it's righty.
Yeah.
versus
If
Yeah.
it's righty,
honestly,
righty.
like this is just like really like ridiculous, but like I like it when lefties, like if you're in a match, like it's like the righty and the lefty like are facing each other. Like I feel like it just looks more like aesthetically
It looks
pleasing.
cool. Yeah.
Like rather than like both having like their backs to each other, like I'm like that looks wrong. Like
Yeah.
switch it now.
Make them face
I don't
each
like
other.
it.
When
Yeah.
you do that, are you giving them faces in between, like trying to intimidate?
I mean, I've never done it in a match, but we've given each other looks. Remember when in Paris when we were like on the line and then like thunder hit like right behind us and we like both like let down and like
we're
just
like-
looked at each other like
This was crazy. This was the 2021 World Cup in Paris, and like World Archery is crazy. They don't have rules for lightning.
I was just going to
Like,
ask about
In the
this, so go
US, it's
ahead.
like if it's within 8 miles, like
Yeah.
you stop shooting
Stop.
until like a half hour after the last strike. We were in Paris and lightning literally hit the stadium.
Come on.
And they were like, it was literally the last
It
end.
was
So they were like,
so-
y'all can just shoot.
Just
and I'm
keep
like,
shooting.
I was like, are you sure? It's like right there.
yeah.
But they just
Where
had
we
us
looked at each
shoot.
other, we're like,
Yeah, like we both let down at the same time. We were just like,
and then we're like, shoot fast, shoot fast.
yeah.
Like,
And then it started pouring too, like on the
Yeah.
last end. I was like, oh.
Yeah, so any condition, you're shooting.
Yeah, pretty much other than like tornado winds.
or like if World Archery is like, okay, we'll cancel it because
It's, like, not
too
safe.
close to
Yeah.
thunder. But like in that situation, because we had like one more end left, they're like, it's fine, just
You
finish
get it before it.
Yeah, it was scary.
So now we can do some trash talking. So you all are out there shooting in those elements. What do you think when you see those 3D archers using umbrellas?
With the umbrellas, have y'all seen this?
Oh yeah.
Wait. No, I haven't.
Like, so when
I feel like that should
yeah.
be
To block the
considered cheating.
wind.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's somehow like somewhat cheating because like you're not like just like 3D is supposed like in my like isn't it supposed to be like you're like out in the woods hunting
the
like
elements.
in the elements and then like you're
There's
like
nobody holding an umbrella behind me for
like,
shading.
No.
Yeah. Like,
don't like
in 3D shoots, like when somebody's like up to shoot their target, like they usually have a group of people scoring with them, or like on the finals, like they have somebody with them and like they'll hold an umbrella like to shade their eyes or like to block the wind and
To block
stuff.
the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
out
like,
there.
If we target archery is dealing with the conditions in the shooting line, I feel like someone that is hunting should do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing, like, I like, it's hard because, like, when they do the live stuff, like, y'all do a great job videoing and stuff, but it's like you have an umbrella in front of the archer, and I'm like,
Right
I
in
can't
front
even
of
see
there.
them. Like, I'm trying to watch my friends shoot, and it's like
it
this
just
huge
looks
umbrella.
a little like a little silly. I don't know.
I've seen some of the wind that y'all have had to deal with.
Oh.
Just
Oh.
like ridiculous.
The first thing I thought of was Ireland.
No, I
And World
trials.
Championships. Oh my God. I totally forgot. Oh my gosh, this was crazy. This was the last day.
This was
Yeah, the last day,
the
like
third match.
Yeah,
yeah,
we were
third or
doing
fourth
round
match.
robins.
Something like that.
And we're in Florida, and so there's storms that come through all the time, and like it starts to like drizzle a little bit, and then like get a
getting
little bit
windier.
windy, but like not crazy. And then all of a sudden, like when I tell you, like I thought a tsunami was coming in.
It was
Oh
awful.
my God. I saw people miss the target like I have never seen. I shot a 21 out of 3 arrows, and I was proud of myself.
We were doing a match against each other.
Oh yeah, y'all shot against each other that match.
You finished shooting before the wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
but they got
the
it worse.
first 3 sets was fine.
Yeah.
The 4th set, I shot 13, you shot 9? I think. What?
I shot 15.
15 and 13 or something like that. And the next one was like something like that.
20 and like 18 or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
Insane.
and then the other match, they shot 5 and 3.
like total.
Yes, total. Like
Total
out of 3
point.
arrows.
It was insane. And
Horrible.
poor Trenton.
Trenton.
Trenton was at full draw, and a scope, like he's a lefty, so he's facing his scope. And the scope gets blown into him. The wind is left to right. So it's like literally laying on his chest, and he's like at full draw. He draws like around the scope and shoots a 9. Like
He had like 20 seconds left.
still
something like
makes
that.
a 9.
You're talking about the spotting scope.
Yeah, like it fell on his chest, like, and he was standing up.
And he was at full draw.
And like
Yeah.
he like drew like around it so his string didn't get caught in it, and he shot a 9. I was like, dang, this dude.
Yeah.
I remember.
That was like insane.
Yeah, we've had
I
some
remember
crazy
Target
wins.
Nationals one year in Ohio when I saw Brady at full draw just before he released the arrow, came off the rest, shot straight into the dirt.
Oh.
It was really bad.
Indiana
Dan
was a
Schuler's-
windy one too. Do you remember Indiana? Did you go to that one?
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I was shooting.
I think that might be
that
the
might
one
have
I'm
been,
thinking
yeah,
of.
because I was shooting 60 meters, and like I was just like, I'm just gonna break 300. Like I've never been so happy to like just break 300. It was so windy.
Like the
I remember Dan Schuler was saying he was aiming at one bale
Like the
over
bale
here
next to him.
hit this bale.
It's crazy. Sometimes it gets
Ireland.
insane. Ireland was insane.
like watching the
Arrows,
finals.
like
yeah.
literally.
The finals, like compound finals. You would like they just shoot it in the target. Like it'd be like 7 and you'd be like, whew,
Yeah,
good job,
like-
good job. Thank God.
Just that whole week was crazy. Like it was maybe 50 degrees most of the time.
yeah, it was freezing.
Like
Raining.
maybe 40-mile-an hour wind, raining
Yeah, raining
almost
the
the whole
whole
time,
time.
like pouring. That
It
was like
was-
the most miserable tournament I
I
think I've
think
ever shot.
so.
So where you're shooting now is in some kind of stadium?
It's just like an open field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so
well, like
actually-
for
So you
qualification.
don't have...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the World Cups have been in a stadium. So that's mainly part of the perfect conditions that we have had in Paris.
Yeah.
But this time we're shooting right in front of, what is it, a palace?
Napoleon's tomb.
Napoleon's tomb. So
That's where the
there
finals
is,
are.
yeah, there is a long,
Valley.
like a street and like almost like a park area there. So they are adapting that area to be able to fit all the bales that are necessary.
So there's not a wind block.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty open.
Yeah.
So the conditions might be a little windier than like
Yeah,
last year
yeah.
when it was really calm.
But I'm happy we're shooting in the morning because I feel like it's
Yeah.
gonna be cooler and like
Yeah.
Less
probably
windy.
a little bit less
Yeah.
windy.
Mornings
Right.
are usually calmer than
Yeah.
afternoons.
Is there anything that you all each are hoping to see in Paris? Everybody's been to Paris before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 3 times.
So is it like, the
I mean, I
Eiffel
want to
Tower
see the
today?
rings like on the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
think like
super
I want to
cool.
go like maybe like take a picture there. Like I mean,
With our medals.
yes. And I would want to go to like the Paris store again.
Oh, like
Yeah.
they had like a store in the mall at the Louvre that had like a bunch of Paris stuff, and then like the Paris store in the village.
Yeah,
too.
I'm sure the
Yeah.
store that we're
probably.
gonna have in the village is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Like stuff. If it's anything like the one that was in Tokyo,
It was crazy.
it's like
I'm gonna buy so much stuff.
yeah.
That's why you need the empty suitcase.
Yeah, that's why you need all the room.
Is there, when you fly over, do you go with a bunch of other athletes? Like, is it a charter plane? So it's everybody on there's athletes or coaches or something with the team.
I don't know if like we'll be on that plane, but there is a plane that says like Team USA.
Yeah,
Like,
like
on
a
the
Delta plane.
plane.
that has like it's like
know.
Team
I
USA
mean,
on the side.
I
I hope
probably
we're on
won't.
one of those.
I hope.
It'd be really
but
cool.
it'd be
But
so cool.
yeah, we're flying from Harrisburg to Atlanta and meeting up with other athletes, and
That's
then
right,
Atlanta
yeah.
over to Paris.
Gotcha. And that plane is athletes of any sport.
Should be.
Yeah, I don't know how many people are actually leaving that day, but for Tokyo, it was mainly us.
It was us and some sports med people, and it
Because
was
you're so early.
Yeah, and there was like
Before.
nobody on the plane. Like we had a whole row to ourselves.
Well, it was COVID though.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm hoping it's like not a packed flight that way you can kind of like lay down and
Yeah.
sleep.
So next Wednesday, you said you're going, and that's a week before
Yeah,
you
Yes.
actually
Yeah.
shoot. So what do you do for that first week?
shoot a lot of arrows.
Can you go practice like whenever you want?
Yes, so
Yes.
Team USA, they have high performance centers for people that need, to practice or like their venues are not available for practice before the competition starts. So we are one of those. So we're going to be training the high performance center is some kind of facility near where the village is.
Yeah.
It's supposed to
You
be
have
really
sports
nice.
med, yeah, like all the thing that you could, everything that you could need to train there. For,
It's like a mini training center. Kinda.
Yeah.
Like a pop-up training center.
I would imagine just seeing the infrastructure of an Olympics is like none of that's, you're in the middle of Paris
Yeah.
and now they're having Olympics.
You know how people are like supposed to swim in the Seine?
yes.
And it's, like
really
disgusting.
dirty.
Like they
Yes.
haven't really cleaned it well. Like I'm like worried for them.
Yeah, like they said, like the E. coli levels are like not like at what they're supposed to be. Like it's like too high. Like they shouldn't be allowed to swim in it.
Well, I saw like they did like a test run, like kind of like, like a test run, a competition to like see how it will go. And I'm not even kidding you. I think someone told me that half of the athletes got sick.
I believe it.
So you won't be jumping in the river.
No.
if you
Absolutely
win a
not.
gold.
No, I was thinking about sneaking a fishing rod onto the boat for opening ceremonies, but I don't think I want to catch anything out of there now. I'm a little afraid.
Connor would be jealous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this is all the stuff I wanted to hear about. The Olympics, you can talk about the competition stuff, but it's the behind the scenes stuff that you all get to see that none of us ever get to see. That just seems so cool. Is there anything about that experience that we haven't talked about you wanted to talk about?
I think more
The
about
preparation, or
like,
what you're going to see, or
opening ceremonies is something that I think we're all pretty excited about.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't know if you've heard much about it. Like it's on the Seine River and like each country like has their own boat. And so like we're on like a boat and stuff, and the like opening ceremonies outfit is like Ralph Lauren, and it looks like, like you're like on a yacht. Like the fancy like blue and white
are they
blazer
nice?
and
Like some years those uniforms are pretty weird.
yeah. This one I think is pretty tame.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty. I mean, obviously, like it's not what it like costs them, but you can buy like the opening ceremonies outfit,
It's
and
like
it's like
crazy. It's like $1,000.
it's like for like the jacket, no, and then
Oh, like the closing ceremonies, it's like a NASCAR inspired jacket, and it's literally $1,000 for just the jacket. It's like
So what do
crazy.
you do? You wear it in it and then give it back?
No, you can keep it.
No, you keep it.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying
no,
that
But you
you
can buy
had
it.
to
Like you
buy
can
it.
go
Like
and buy
somebody
it
could
at
buy
Ralph
it.
Lauren.
Not being an Olympics
but
girl.
they're like
yeah, it's like
$1,000.
crazy.
Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like you can buy the blazer for the opening ceremonies, and like you can buy the socks.
But yeah, I think because last time like at opening ceremonies in Tokyo, like there were no spectators. Like it was
Right.
just we walked through an empty stadium, which was kind
That had to be weird.
sad. Like it was cool. Like we got to meet Kevin Durant, which was really neat. Like he's so tall. Like I don't know how tall he is. I could have guessed he was like 7 feet tall. I don't really know.
Was he the guy that everyone started just singing happy birthday?
Yeah, we randomly sang happy birthday for him like twice, and it was not his birthday, but he got really annoyed at it. I thought it was hilarious. But like it's so cool because like that's a really neat opportunity to meet like everybody on Team USA. Like you're all there at the same time, and like you're all part of the same thing, which is really cool.
Right.
This is a little bit unrelated, but Youth Olympics open ceremonies, I got lost. Like from the Team USA, and I had to like make my way.
Adopt you?
No, I had to like make my way. I was 15 wearing like Team USA gear, like in Argentina, and I had to like make my way back to the village by myself.
Oh no, that's scary.
But I found a bus like that was going to the village, and I just got on that, and then I just like I made it.
I'm glad you made it. Oh my god.
So you won't be in closing ceremonies, but you get all the closing ceremonies gear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
So this one's cooler than Tokyo by far.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even remember what Tokyo's was for closing.
It was all white.
Oh, I remember.
It was
now.
white jeans, a white jacket, like a
remember.
blue and white shirt. I was like, I'm kind of glad we just did opening.
This one is still all white.
Yeah, like the white pants, but the jacket's so cool. It's like, oh, it's awesome.
Because last time it was like a denim jacket, right?
Yeah.
Like white canvas.
I'm just hoping the field that you compete on looks better than that one at the Pan Am Championships. The video of that.
Like the dead grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it should be way better.
Yeah,
Shooting
it'll be
at, like
really
a little
nice.
baseball
I think it's
field or
gonna look
something.
pretty much just like it did like Paris finals last year.
Yeah.
But just with like the Paris 2024 logos.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be the exact same.
And I think like the colors of like the stage and stuff is all blue. From pictures I've seen, like the carpet and like the stage and like the background is all like a royal blue.
Your qualification, is that natural grass or is that turf?
I'm not sure. I
think
say
grass.
surf or like a mixture because they have like the venue where we shot last time is like grass, street grass, and they have to even it out.
Oh,
Yeah, so it
gotcha.
might be a mix like
Mix,
over the
yeah.
street if
That
they
stuff
put
gets
sod or turf.
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah.
Turf.
Well, I don't know, like maybe I'm wrong, but like what I had, like where the practice venue was for the finals last year, that's what I like understood as
That
the competition
Okay.
field, and I
It was
remember that
grass.
being grass.
Yeah.
So-
it was grass, but I'm wondering if like to expand it, they might have
Maybe.
to add on. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why me not being anything associated with the Olympics, to me, it's just like, this is the Olympics.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if Olympic people think the same way, or if
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, because you do World Cups, which are a lot of the same people, but I don't know. The
Yeah.
Olympics is like Olympics.
Yeah, it's interesting because that is true. Like it's all the same, literally the same people.
Yeah.
But it just kind of means a lot more.
Because I don't know, I almost want to say, this might be like a little bit like a hot take, but I almost want to say that winning world championships has more level than winning the Olympics.
There's a lot more people. Yeah.
Like I easily be different.
Competitors.
Yes, but I mean, I'm sure it's very different for sports, but for archery, I don't think like winning Olympics is the top performance for an archer.
Yeah. I think some people, I've heard like
Interesting.
a lot of people say that because like World Championships is like everybody.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
it a 128
Yes.
bracket?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's double the people. And so then the Olympics. And so there's like, you have to go through a lot more matches and stuff. And like everybody is at that event. Whereas like the Olympics, like you could argue like, oh, it's a lot harder to qualify, which it is. Like you have to, you know, get spots for your country, go through trials, everything. But it's like the hype is on the Olympics. But even though World Championships is also like a huge honor, it's kind of like in other sports, like Wimbledon and the US Open for tennis are probably a lot bigger than like Olympics in the tennis. It's just interesting like how each sport has like their top competition.
World Championships, is that also only every 4 years?
Every two.
Every two.
Every 2 years. Okay.
I feel like
this is not a world
next
champion.
year.
No,
Next
year. I feel like a lot of people would probably agree with that. But I think like just the prestige of like having like an Olympic medal even.
Oh yeah,
like
coming
top
back here,
any
that's
world
different.
championship medal, any day. So like I think anyone would agree, but I think like also everyone knows how much an Olympic medal means.
Yeah.
And it's like
For
it doesn't
you all, that's a bigger accomplishment.
for sure. I think
The world championships, but for us, you get an Olympic medal, man. We're all about that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Have you envisioned that at all? And in the medal.
Gives me chills.
I can't eat. Yeah.
You go goosebumps.
Yeah, goosebumps. Yeah.
All right, ladies. Well, we certainly appreciate your time today. We wish you the best of luck. We're all going to be watching. Is archery on TV? I guess I should ask that.
NBC Olympic Channel.
Gotcha. You're in Paris, so everything's at night for us.
6 hours
in
ahead.
the morning. 6 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
6 hours from the East Coast, 9 hours from the West Coast.
And you start in the morning. I forget. So we would be. So that would be like
afternoon.
middle of the night for us,
Oh,
or we're
yeah.
at
We're 6 hours
earlier.
ahead.
Yeah.
So if we start at like 9 a.m., like it'll
That's
be
like
like 3
middle of
a.m.
the night.
here.
That would be early in the morning.
Yeah.
But then when you get to
And like
If we're in the afternoon, that would be y'all's
afternoon
morning.
stuff, the morning.
Yeah.
I think I remember last time there wasn't much work done here.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of watching.
Because there was, and then our IT guy had to go around and say, hey, everybody can't be streaming the Olympics at the same time. We were putting excess heat on the servers. But yeah, we wish you the best of luck. That's going to be awesome to see you all out there shooting, and
Thank you.
we wish you just the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Folks, that's another episode of the Competition Archery Media Podcast. Thanks for joining us today. You can find the CAM Podcast on all the platforms wherever you find your favorite podcasts.